Being in Kyoto is like stepping into a cozy wonderland, full of texture, color, and tradition. You instantly want to slow down and savor this magical place. One summer afternoon, I had my favorite matcha, got a taxi, and went to Walnut flagship store in Kyoto, because no trip is complete without some yarn shopping. I will leave the location and description box below so you can easily find it if you ever find yourself wandering the streets of Kyoto. I absolutely loved those taxi rides there, watching life happening. So peaceful. Walnut turned out to be a charming yarn shop tucked away in a narrow alley. I was so excited when I saw its sign. It happened so that they were celebrating 10 years anniversary, so it made it even more special. Interesting fact, a few years ago I had a chance to work with their magazine, Amirisu, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, where I published my marble sweater pattern. So Walnut carries various imported brands as well as products from the Japanese companies. They also have their own original products and yarns, and some items are exclusive and are available nowhere else in Japan. Inside you will find shelves and shelves lined with skeins of subtle earthy tones or vibrant pops of color, very wide selection of fibers, wool, cotton, silk, alpaca, you name it. The store is also home to many sample garments and projects from their magazine. It's always fun to see and touch the products featured digitally in real life. I think it makes the whole experience much more personal. And of course, you will find a big section with knitting magazines and books, where I happened to find the issue where I was published. I must say, absolutely surreal feeling of being half world away from home and see my name and design in a Japanese knitting magazine. It made me so emotional and so grateful. Here it is, the marble sweater. And here's the pattern. What I notice in general on my trip to Japan is how meticulous they are to details, craftsmanship, and aesthetics. And all of this is reflected in how merchandise, packaging, and stores curation are approached. And Walnut is the perfect example. The curation of this store is so inspiring. The way the products are displayed, the packaging, the light, the smell, the whole experience is really fascinating. And also the team on site was so helpful and attentive. It made you feel very welcome. I will let you enjoy this visual tour of this cozy place for a couple of more minutes. And honestly, I so hope that one day you will be able to see it with your own eyes because it is so worth it. I love how these swatches for colorwork projects were displayed with the knitter's name tag on them. And in general, the stocks of knitwear around the store is so inspiring and make you want to get back to your projects as soon as possible. I also found it very interesting how the knitting kits for certain projects were presented, the skeins of yarn tied together with the pattern card on top of them, so smart and simple. The hardest part was, of course, to choose what to buy in the store. I always try to buy local brands because I feel like I can always find the international brands online back home. So I was looking for something made in Japan. The team at the store told me that made in Japan label basically means that the yarn was spun or dyed in Japan, but the actual fiber is mostly imported. I was very tempted by all the yarn goodness in the store, but I restrained myself and bought just 2 skeins. I decided that I wanted to bring back home a Mirisu yarn brand, hand-dyed by local artisans. Normally I'm drawn to neutral colors, but those 2 green skeins won me over. They're so incredibly beautiful and pleasant to the touch. This yarn store trip was such a cozy experience. If you are passionate about knitting, you should definitely pay it a visit should you find yourself in magical Kyoto one day. And afterwards, you can grab delicious snacks from the local store and enjoy the sunset, watching life happening around you. So now that I'm back home, I can start planning what to do with the yarns, the skeins that I bought. I think I showed a pretty good self-control and self-restraint. I just got 2 skeins. And that was, I think that was something to be proud of, because the choice of yarn in this store was incredible. So it was really hard to control myself. But I'm very happy with what I got. You can see how meticulous the design features are of the even of the label. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a 3D little house on the label, and I thought it was so cute. So this one is wool, cotton, silk, and linen mix. Perfect. And this one, I don't know if you can see that. So this one is mohair, silk, and that's it. Yeah, it's just a blend of silk and mohair. Super soft. So usually I tend to buy neutral yarns, but this time, I don't know, those 2 skeins just won my heart, and I think it would be really fun to add them to my neutral knits. And I have this beautiful dark gray alpaca that I think will be perfect for this, so I can just kind of a color pop, color contrast to it. So we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to put those skeins to use, because that's what usually happens to me. I buy something that I really love, and then it sits on my shelf and I look at it, I touch it, but I really don't use that for some time, and that's okay. The time will come. So yeah, I'm super happy with what I got, and looking forward to the future project with it. So of course I also had to buy the magazine, the issue where the marble sweater was published. I think I will cherish this issue for a very long time. So I'm adding it to my collection. One more purchase at the Missouri store. Those very cute scissors. Just look at the packaging. I love this little leather pouch. And the very good scissors. They were great. I also got one more issue of Mirisu magazine. I'm just loving this project, and I love supporting people behind this project. So I decided to bring one more magazine back home, and I will flip through it, get inspired. I really like the photography, the quality of the paper, so it's really nice to have this in my collection as well. So those were all the treasures I brought from Japan back home. Plus I got some notepads from one of the museums and this cute fan. And in the end, I wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude to this country, to people, to culture, to nature, to every single moment that I had to experience there. It was truly special, and I really hope to come back one day. Thank you, Japan.